Hello, lovely people. Let's have a proper chat about something that can feel a bit scary but is absolutely crucial for anyone running a business: risk. When you decide to become an entrepreneur, you're essentially signing up for a life of adventure. You're putting your heart, your time, often your own money into an idea you believe in. That's incredibly brave. It's something I admire in every single person who walks into the den. But with great adventure comes great risk. It's the other side of the coin, the part we don't always see on glossy magazine covers. Ignoring it is like setting sail on a ship without checking for lifeboats. It's not about being negative, it's about being smart. Thinking about risk isn't about planning to fail. It's the complete opposite. It's about planning to succeed, no matter what bumps you hit along the way. Every business, big or small, faces potential problems. A key supplier going bust, a new competitor popping up overnight, a sudden change in customer tastes, or even a global event that nobody saw coming. Acknowledging these possibilities doesn't make them more likely to happen. In fact, it gives you power. It allows you to think, right, if that happens, what's my plan? This proactive mindset is what separates the businesses that last from the ones that become a cautionary tale. I see it all the time. An entrepreneur comes to us with a brilliant idea full of passion and energy. Perfected their product, they know their numbers branding is spot on. But when we start asking the tough what-if questions, they sometimes freeze. Let me tell you about a small local business. I know a lovely little bakery called The Flower Pot, run by a fantastic baker named Chloe. She made the most amazing sourdough bread and delicious cakes. Her business relied on foot traffic from the busy high street and supplying fresh bread to local cafes. For 2 years, things were brilliant. The shop was always bustling. Cafes kept increasing orders. Chloe was so busy she never planned for a different tomorrow. Then, the unexpected. A major construction project. It would close her part of the high street to pedestrians for nearly 6 months. Her daily passers-by, gone overnight. Panic. Cafes warned they might reduce orders. Chloe's business model started to crumble, but Chloe paused, looked at her assets. Loyal local customers, a fantastic product, a well-equipped kitchen. First smart move, diversification. She'd thought about baking classes before. Now she converted her quiet daytime shop into an evening classroom, teaching sourdough basics to small groups. Second move, go digital. She had a basic social page but no online sales. Within a week, she launched a simple website with online ordering. She started a bread subscription box service, packing fresh loaves, adding a few sweet treats, delivering to customers' homes weekly. She promoted to existing customers, and on local community forums and social media. By pivoting, Chloe survived the construction period. Then she thrived. She outsmarted the risk. Now for a different kind of story, this time from the tech world. 2 young graduates, Ben and Tom, developed a clever piece of software. It was an app that helped small businesses manage their inventory in a really simple, intuitive way. They poured their life savings into developing it, working from their shared flat. They were so focused on coding. They overlooked all the boring business stuff. They didn't form a proper company. They just worked as a partnership. They had no contracts. They didn't protect the code. They believed their friendship and a handshake were enough. Things started taking off. They secured a few big clients. Word spread fast. Then disaster. One big client went into administration, owing them a lot of money. As a simple partnership, they were personally liable for debts. Their personal savings, their cars, even their homes, all at risk. The risk had spilled into their whole lives. It was a wake-up call. They sought legal advice. First smart move. They incorporated as a private limited company. That move created a legal shield between personal and business finances. If the company failed again, their personal assets would be protected. Now the business was its own legal entity, giving them peace of mind and room to grow. They hired a solicitor to draft a founder's agreement. The agreement covered roles, responsibilities, ownership shares, exit terms. They copyrighted the code. They trademarked the app name and logo. No one could steal their idea or imitate their brand. By fixing the basics, they turned a fragile project into a protected, investable business. They'd secured their future by handling the boring but brilliant basics. So we've seen how Chloe pivoted and how Ben and Tom built a legal shield. These stories are inspiring. But what do they mean for you right now? Start building your own fortress, brick by brick. A castle diagram showing 4 turrets labeled Financials, Operations, Legal Ullis Insurance, and Data EIP First Layer. Financial. Get comfortable with your numbers. Understand your cash flow. Money coming in, money going out. When? Timing on a calendar. A cash flow forecast is your crystal ball. It helps you see potential shortfalls months in advance, giving you time to react. Next layer, operational defense. What does your business depend on every day? One major supplier, a key employee, a single big client? Relying on one thing is a huge risk. Diversify. Find a backup supplier, even with a small initial order. If 80% of your revenue comes from one client, find more clients. If your business depends on you, document processes so someone else can step in. Remove single points of failure. Then, Legal Ullis Insurance, your suit of armor. Set up a limited company to protect personal assets. Think insurance. Public liability insurance is a must if customers visit or you work at theirs. Professional indemnity insurance is vital if you give advice or provide a professional service. Don't see insurance as an expense. See it as an investment in peace of mind. Finally, protect your brand and your data. Your intellectual property, your name, your logo, your unique product design. Look into trademarks and copyrights. Protect data, strong passwords. Backup files to a hard drive. Backup files to the cloud. Secure your website. Secure your payment systems. A data breach can destroy customer trust in an instant, so taking simple steps to prevent one is non-negotiable. Right, we've talked a lot about the why. Right, we've talked a lot about the what. Now let's focus on the how. I don't want you to leave this feeling overwhelmed. I want you to feel empowered and ready to take action. So, here are a few simple, practical things you can do this week to start mitigating risk in your business. You don't have to do everything at once. Just pick one and start. The most important thing is to move from thinking about it to actually doing something. Building a resilient business is a marathon, not a sprint. Every single step forward counts. Ready? Let's go. First, your 30-minute finance check. Set aside half an hour with a cuppa and your bank statements. Create a simple list of all your monthly costs. Rent, supplies, salaries, software, everything. Then list all the money you expect to come in. This simple exercise gives you your break-even point, the absolute minimum you need to make to keep the lights on. Knowing this number by heart is the first step to financial control.